Hello everyone. Welcome back again to the new video on my YouTube channel. I'm really so sorry. Like I always say whenever I come back after so long time. But this time was a kind of a learning life lessons to me. Obviously not for a good reason, obviously for for the bad reasons. But I learned a lot. I go through couple of things financially, like quite give you some examples, my personal relationships and all other stuff. I mean, it's all combined all together. I learn how people actually reacts when you are in a bad situation. I do have certain experiences, and believe me, I would like to share with you, but not here on the YouTube channel. I don't want to get you bored to talk about those more, but indeed, I finally decided to start my own personal thing sharing around my 40 years of experience together with you, but not here on my YouTube channel. Obviously on the Instagram, a quick one, so that on everyday basis you learn something new from me. Maybe that can help you to learn things in a good way, and of course can bring your life even more happier. Not only the happier, if you want to grow something, obviously you have to have a mindset, and I will share all those things together during those conversation. But as of today, we are definitely going to learn something brand new, which is not usually available around, whenever you do day-to-day jobs, especially for those who is doing the administration jobs, who is doing the consultancy job, or maybe they are managing organization identities. Because we are going to talk about a brand new topic for us, not in the market, because Microsoft introduced verified ID even more than a year back, but indeed it is a kind of a new topic for most of us right now who is listening to this video, because I personally think you didn't even have a chance to touch or configure or to deploy this solution for any of the organization, because it is a kind of a new, and people would like to adapt and slowly go through it in terms of how they're going to offer the solutions to the organization, and especially who is in the marketing, sales, or like you are on a consumer platform where you are selling something on the platform, for example Amazon, like Flipkart. So this particular verified ID is really a big deal to understand those things, because it can make your users even more secure, and you may have a power to be a part of the identity provider. But what is the meaning of all that thing which I just explained? Don't worry, we'll go through one by one and try to understand a very first question, as I always have. Hey, why we need to learn Microsoft Entra verified ID? To start with this topic, I'd like to first introduce again. Hello guys, my name is HarshArena, and once again welcome back to my channel. And we are going to talk about one particular thing in today's video, that is verifiable ID or verified ID. People call it verified credentials. All of these names actually relates to this topic. The purpose of this one is pretty simple, that it's going to provide you a kind of an identity which can be verified and can be validated by anyone in the world as from the verifier. Now, what is this issuer, individual, I write down here, or we also called holder, and the last one is the verifier. In this picture on this screen you can see right now, we're going to talk about all of these step by step, because I didn't explain anything. Because if you want to move forward with to understand this topic, you have to deal with two things. First, the real world. I just write down that could be good. Real world and digital world. So before to understand the digital world, you have to start with the real world. If you understand the real world examples and the concepts, which is definitely easy because we are dealing with them on an everyday basis, then you can relate all of these, the real world examples, directly to the digital world example, which is exactly the Microsoft Entra verified ID. So I hope guys, you guys are ready, and let's begin with today's topic, that is Microsoft Entra Verified ID. I'm damn excited. So let's begin to understand the real world so that it can help you later on to understand the digital world, that is our Microsoft Entra Verified ID. At this moment, leave Microsoft Entra, leave Verified ID. Let's think about the real world scenario. I'm sure you all are living in your country and you all have a car. The very first condition is to have a car and to maintain a car. That's all I can say to make you understand. You have to know how to drive a car, right? But leave that, drive a car. I know you all can drive really well. And of course, I do believe in the women as well. I'm sure they can drive. And please don't mind, girls, if you're listening to this video. I'm sure you can drive really better than all the men we have right now. And it was absolutely a bad sarcasm. I'm so sorry. My apologies, because I don't want to later apologize for anything. And I'm really sorry for cracking this stupid joke. I'm stupid in that area. Anyway, leave that. So first thing first, you need to know how to drive a car. Number one. Number two, which is a very important thing, and let's start with this one. Consider that this is your license of that particular state or country. I'm assuming right now who is watching this video, maybe in India, maybe outside India, wherever you are, you may have or you must have a kind of a verified identity from the government of that particular country where you actually lived in. So imagine right now I am in India and I'm sitting right now in the northern part of India, but I traveled the northern part of India, southern part of India, east, west, both sides. So wherever I go and the police who is actually would like to check my identity, that whether I have a valid kind of a driving license. So we all have to carry our driving license. And of course, just like this particular driving license has a kind of a validity. That's one thing, like from when to when it is kind of applicable. Number two, what kind of vehicle I can drive, right? All these informations written inside that particular driving license. And I'm sure you all know that. So imagine, I'm assuming right now, and I put you in that situation, that you have stopped by some police somewhere in other state and they said, oh, you're driving a car. I would like to verify you that you have a verified license from the government or not. So at the end, you are showing your, imagine gym membership, right? Imagine that you have a gym membership and you're showing, hey, I'm doing my gym and yeah, I have this identity from the gym. Do you think it will work there? And this is you. Obviously, I mean, with one eye, I always make this guy and said, hey, I have a gym membership and yeah, you can verify me. And my age is, I mean, more than 21 as an example in this scenario. Obviously, by gym membership, do you think the verifier, who is actually the police, who is having a two-eye with a kind of a smile on his face and try to verify, hey, I see your identity, but it's a gym membership. Hey, I don't believe that you're 21 years old, and I don't believe that it is a kind of a verified identity. The reason is, guys, that gym is not been verified by any of the government identities or entities, right? That is why nobody is going to believe you that you are 21 or you are absolutely eligible to drive that car. Make sense? Similarly, they would like to see the original driving license issued by the government. Exactly my point. And how they're going to see that? Because it could be a forgery. So it could be some kind of a watermark on that license, or maybe some kind of a hologram that defines, oh yeah, this is actually or maybe RFID, some kind of a chip has been installed. Well, possibly in different countries have different kind of driving licenses. I'm just giving you some examples. So this particular verifier, who is right now police for us, is like to see, okay, I got it. I mean, it's not a forgery one. I verified you that you have a valid driving license and definitely you can drive a car. You are absolutely good to go from my end. So that's how, and why he did that? Because he believes in the government of that particular country. He is a part of that system who has been designed and assigned him a kind of a responsibility that everyone who owns a car, who drives a car, drive their car carefully with the rules and obviously with have a valid license. So he believed in the government of India, and he believed that, okay, this particular license is not kind of a forgery or kind of a fake one. It has been verified by the watermark or maybe a hologram, and yeah, we are good to go. We are absolutely, go ahead and let's go. But it doesn't mean that this guy has to have directly working in the government of India. Possibly, I mean, this is one thing. Or you can take another example. I take you an interesting one. Maybe you're all gonna like it. Let's say if you go to a kind of a beer shop, right? Where you like to take scotch or beer or maybe any other thing. So he actually just say, hey, I mean, not this guy, the small guy like me, is like, hey, I'm 21 years old and I would like to take a beer or maybe a scotch or maybe whiskey or maybe something else. He said, okay, I'll give you. Please give me a valid identity from the government. I mean, obviously, you would like to see from the issuer who has been verified. And this guy shows the gym membership. Do you think it will work? Obviously not. That's why he's looking for a genuine identity from the government. And as soon as he got that, he said, all right, I got it now. You are more than 21 years, or I mean, your age is right matching to the minimum limit set by the government of that particular country, and you are absolutely eligible to take the whiskey, right? So he's happy. Hey, yay, I got my whiskey. Yay, I got my scotch. Hey, I got my beer. I mean, he's actually happy. And why is happy? Because, guys, this verifier, which is right here, is the person not required to work in the government of India. He just like to see that, hey, whether you have been verified by the government of India after providing the details initially to the government. Once government verified your address, your name, your documents that you have been submitted during the time of creation of that particular license, then yes, it's absolutely okay to be verified because government verified you. I'm okay to give you whatever you want from the beer shop or whatever the whiskey or, that whatever the shop called name. I don't mind here, but I hope you get the point. That's a real world example. Similarly, now you think about in the digital world, which we are going to talk about, some of the important words start with things decentralized. Now, decentralized is what? And why you need to care about this decentralized word. Guys, decentralized is so important because in general, whenever, how about, let me take you to one website. Let me just take you to one website. There you go. So this is a website called Envato. And on this website, you know that you can get stock videos and video templates. I sometimes use this website to download some of my music, some of my 3D models, graphics, and all that stuff. I mean, a lot of things is there. But as an example, at this moment, what I like to do is to be signed in. And as soon as I go to the sign in, you can see here we have continue with Google, continue with Apple, continue with Facebook. Now, for example, if you create your account within Gmail, just click on continue with Google and you're good to go. You will be signed in. You all know that, right? I don't need to teach you this. If you have created your account within the Apple website or you are owning an Apple device, you have to have an Apple ID. Then you are able to log in. Similarly, it works on the same thing. Continue with the Facebook. I mean, you can continue with the Facebook as well. Now, the problem with them is, imagine the Gmail is now closed, which is, I believe, is not going to happen at least for next 20 years. But imagine that your Google is closed. I mean, they got some laws and somehow this company is going to close. Would you believe that they're going to allow you to download everything about your email ID, which is a publicly Gmail ID is available. You can download or export your older IDs and save it somewhere else so that you can use same all those data to any other service provider for the identity. Do you think that? The answer is no, because it is completely owned by the Google, and definitely Google will not allow you to export the absolutely everything regarding those email servers they have, right? So you are not owning your own identity, you are depending on the Google. And as soon as I click on this continue with Google as an example, it will automatically analyze my account just like I have right now, harshadmin@gmail.com as an example, and I click on this one. It verified, okay, the request now goes to Google. And that is why, based on the new privacy policy, we have to follow this continue, this and that, and then finish. We are allowed to log in successfully. Now, why I'm talking about this? Because as soon as you're logged in, the person in Envato, or a kind of the verifier, because Envato is the verifier, he sent the request to the Gmail, and Gmail will verify, yeah, I know this email ID, please go ahead and you can sign in because I have been verified with his contact detail, or maybe your address, or maybe your phone number, maybe anything. I mean, that's what, the Google will actually analyze that it is you only after providing your some of the identity details properly. If it is not you, then verifier will say, hey, I don't know you, because Google reject your confirmation that you are the valid user. Maybe you are not the valid user. You have to go ahead and sign in from some other email ID or something, or you can create your email ID within my own identity services. These all possibilities are there, but you get the point. Once the verifier send the request to the Gmail, because it is all centralized, it goes to the Gmail, and after verifying from the Gmail, come back to the verifier that, yeah, okay, I verified you and you are absolutely good to go with all the services that I'm offering right now based on your email ID. Because you also sometimes get some kind of a discount, right? After you logged in with like Gmail or maybe some other service provider. You have heard those stories and you have seen some experiences in your own anyway. But the bottom line is that is a centralized identity provider or services there. But we are going to talk about the decentralized identity provider, because that's exactly Microsoft Entra do for you. Because what you're going to do actually in this one, there could be three different things in the decentralized situation for the Microsoft Entra verified ID. And why you need to learn that? Because like I said, always after this, I will explain these three different kind of things inside this one. Because it has to be a kind of a concept. It is a new one anyway right now, that it has to be authenticated across multiple different credentials. And how it is going to help you, I will show you within a practical example in the same video, so that you understand, oh, that is why you need this centralized ID. But exactly behind the scene, what exactly happened, that's what I'm going to explain you from this picture. In this picture, you will see there's one thing called issuer. Right now, Microsoft Entra is the issuer. So MN, which is men, right? We are always up, woohoo! We are men anyway, but it's Microsoft Entra. Woman, cheer up for you as well. Nice. I mean, you girls are really awesome. Superwoman. Because that's what I use this picture. Superwoman, here it is. Individual. Sometimes we called it holder as well, which is a kind of, the person who is holding the identity. I mean, who is the main person who really wants these identity to be verified by the issuer to a verifier. It's something like that. But let me explain in an easy way, don't worry. And the verifier, the person is where you just go to www.xyz.com, or you just try to purchase something from the website. So you went to the website and say, oh, sure, please confirm your identity first. I'd like to see whether you are the verified one or not. Otherwise, you can create your identity. But imagine on these these servers, there is no identity creation option. You have to use some of the identity provider. Could be Gmail, could be Facebook, could be Instagram, but for the business purpose, definitely this Facebook, this Instagram, these general Gmail IDs, they doesn't work. You have to have a kind of a verified issuer who can assure that, okay, I know this guy, I have the proper documentation for this guy, and it's going to help you in a better way. So exactly, what exactly this person does or this girl do, for the first time, she need an identity. So he said, okay, hey, Microsoft Entra, I need a decentralized verified ID from you. Okay, that's nice. So a kind of a list given to this person, write down the name, write down your age, write down your, like, your, I mean, male, sex, I mean, what you are, you're male, you're female, whatever. Write down your address, write down what kind of proof you're going to submit. Maybe it could be a passport, could be your driving license, could be anything. So you add all of details in this one, and once Microsoft verified based on the contact number, it said, okay, I got it. So as soon as it has been, this user has been identified, this one holds two things. And this is a personal thing which you need to know behind the scene. Actually, it has one public key and one private key, right? This public key, private key is used to verify, take and given those algorithm details and verifying based on hashing, and then say, okay, this user has been verified. So now this person I'm talking about the issuer here, holds those per public and the private keys. And once this user verified, actually it automatically assigned based on those hash algorithm, provide these two keys. Both of these public and private keys are now with this Becca at this moment right now, private and public. So now Becca, wherever it goes, it said, okay, hey, I have my own identity. You would like to verify? This guy said, verify. Yeah, absolutely. I like to verify who you are, whether you are the verified one or not. So as soon as this person sent the detail, then automatically it come back here and said, okay, I got your public and private keys right now, but I need to verify from the issuer that, hey, you are verified or not. Then this verifier hold this private and public keys and take back to this particular issuer and said, hey, do you hold these private and public key? And based on those, strong algorithms and strong computer language, digital language, verified those hash and said, all right, I found you, you are there. And Microsoft said, yes, I know this lady, Becca. So I verified you, you're good to go. And of course, I'm giving you 20% discount as well on this XYZ product if you like to purchase. That's the whole process actually done. And basically this verified trust the issuer, because he knows Microsoft has the authority. He took the authority from the government of whatever the states, or maybe the multiple states from the Microsoft end, because wherever the Microsoft actually build this service must have a kind of a authority to take and given all those information to the verifier. I hope you get the whole detail behind the scene. So guys, this is exactly the verified ID actually do. So one another thing, if you have a question, as an individual holder, Becca could export and download those details about the verified identities. The answer is yes. Absolutely, you can hold. And of course, you can have a batch as well. So if you go to the Microsoft will also verify you that, hey, I offered this service to this Becca. I know this person as a part of a digital identity. Don't think you just directly go to the Microsoft inside a work building and say, hey, I'm Becca. I hope you know me. No, it doesn't work like this. But you get the whole idea that it is all about the digital identity. It's been verified and decentralized. So Becca, no need to have a kind of a contract within Microsoft that, hey, if Microsoft actually finishes itself, or just like, it finished everything, still Becca holds the identities. But the next question, hey, what about Becca is gonna be verified or not? Say, Microsoft will certainly bring this in upfront that once Microsoft dissolve itself for, let's say, one next year or 2 year, at least the time will be given to Becca as per the Microsoft trust policy that, hey, Becca, you have to move to some other identities, but for the next 2 years, because we are not into this business now, you have to have other identity service provider. You have to look into them to proceed with your whatever the services you have availed in the recent years, because I'm not going to help you and I don't have the authority of the government right now. So that's how it all things works behind the scene if you talk about the verified ID. But whenever we go to the practical, I will explain one more time and you will understand even better. But as a part of a concept from the real world and the digital world is all the same. I hope it makes sense to you. I mean, some of the words, decentralized, ID, IDP, don't be confused, guys. It's simply identity provider. VC, verified credential. VI, verified identities. These are just short form. Don't worry, it's not Vodafone. It's actually just verified identity. So the overall, this is really a brilliant solution because it does all those features like digitally verifying identity information to ensure trustworthy self-service enrollment. Exactly my point. Because Becca don't need to talk with anyone or don't need to talk with any of the administrator to build for them. It's been automatically identified. And don't worry, we'll do the practical. I'll show you the complete process, how it works. And quickly verify, like I said, it won't take much time. Microsoft Entra offers this in a quick way. Replace support calls, like I said, you don't need any administration guy. You can do everything by your own. And the last thing, that this is really reusable with the solution. But until unless you have the authority and the valid those kind of public and private key with you, you're absolutely good to go to use those services. So that's all the explanation, and I think we are absolutely good and ready for the practical. So guys, let's jump on the practical and learn more about the verified ID. Well, we are in our Microsoft Azure portal, and frankly speaking, while discussing about the verified ID with anyone, don't even feel that it is a difficult thing to do because the steps are pretty simple. But here are a couple of things that you guys need to keep in your mind while deploying this solution for the organization. But I'd like to remind you one more time, why you have to do that. Though I have given example, I try to explain, with that kind of a license thing, okay, why you have to verify your identity and how exactly is important for a certain, verifier who exactly want to verify your identity. I take this to the other way and kind of an example from the digital world as of now that we all observing every day. If you just start using Instagram, and certainly you can find a very easy video on verified ID on my Instagram channel. But indeed, I didn't follow the instructions from the Instagram that, hey Harsh, you better pay around 600 rupees in Indian rupees, and you can get a blue badge. Now, what is the meaning of the blue badge? Even you go to the X, previously we called Twitter, you go to that Twitter and you now can purchase by, I don't know, I don't remember even how much I have to pay for that, but somehow you get those blue tick on your identity, on your profile. Somehow you will find yourself as a unique person because not everyone has a blue tick. Though these organizations would like to give this blue tick to, kind of a people who is quite famous or kind of influencer, or any name you like to name. I don't mind on that regard. But yeah, the purpose here on those blue ticks or those kind of verified identities is hey, we recognize this guy, we know this influencer, we know this person, and yeah, he's a public figure, and most of the people in the world or that certain area loves him. That's the symbol, that's a kind of a trust of the organization that if you are following that person in X or on Twitter or maybe on Instagram, is like a verified identity. I'm not going to say that any fake identities cannot be created, yes, but that's not a case that we are discussing right now, because from the verified ID you can also do that in the LinkedIn as well, because LinkedIn is something new from the Microsoft. And the good part is, once you talk about the verified ID, it's of course a part of the Microsoft Entra solution, basically, or a kind of a family where the verified ID is really important for a lot of organizations. And imagine that I am working in the Ernst & Young right now in 2024 at this moment. And somehow my organization said to everyone that, hey guys, we have deployed the decentralized solution for you, and you have to have blue tick on your identities on the LinkedIn platform. Well, guys, I mean, right now you can achieve that with the verified identity. I'll show you in a minute, but the whole thing is, I would like to mention, is just for a kind of an identity which can be verified by your organization. That is the whole purpose of this one. And you can use in several different places. For example, if the government body actually, and of course, even, before to give any example, let's go to where you can find the verified ID. First thing first, you can simply just type in verified, and here you can easily find the verified ID. In case you don't know or you don't want to do that, you simply go to the Microsoft Entra ID, which of course you can search there as well in the Microsoft Azure. As soon as you go to Microsoft Entra ID, just drop down, on the left hand side under Manage. As of in 2024 year, you can find under Security. Just go to the Security, and there you go. Both of these options are absolutely same. There is no difference at all. From these two different places, you can find your verified identity. As soon as you click on this verified identity, it will open a brand new screen for you. Like I already said, if you like to take an example of the LinkedIn, and for example, for me right now, so if I have this verified identity and I can try to give you an example on the government body as well. It's all the same basically. So take an example in India, because I am in India right now and you are in US, it doesn't matter wherever you are, and your organization has actually configured decentralized identity for you. Now, what would be the next step, and why and where they are going to use it? Why? Of course, they would like to verify their employees from the identity that they are currently managing for that person. But have you ever imagined that by using your identity, you can, sometime purchase some kind of a gifts provided by the organization itself? Now, for example, within EY, whenever we do good, basically, or even I was in Microsoft, it's all the same thing. So they actually deployed some kind of an application, and on that application, we have seen a couple of gifts already available because we achieved something. Maybe I got a spot award, maybe I was a best employee of the month, or could be anything, and they are giving you the points instead of giving any monetization, kind of an advantages. They don't give extra money, but yeah, they are giving you some points. And by adding those points, you can purchase a couple of things which is available on the websites. Now, how they are going to verify it, that's exactly the process of verified identity. Take this as an example. Don't consider this is a kind of a big deal. But anyway, but Microsoft is currently offering a couple of things to take care of things. Of course, you can configure this verified identity for your LinkedIn profile. I would like to tell you about this. It's in the public preview. It is not going to be available for everyone. Like, I'm not going to try that, and I cannot try that because for that we required a certain number of people that need to be enrolled in the verified identity by using Microsoft Entra. So what would be the solution for that? You have to contact the Microsoft Technical Account Manager, specially for your organization who is currently managing your account. And that guy may help you to provide additional assistance to deploy the verified identity. Though steps has been given as soon as you go to the learn more and you can proceed with that. Like I said already, the purpose of after you verified your identity, one is the LinkedIn, because wherever you go, you can get those blue tick and it's been verified by your identity that yes, you are the employee of that person. Nobody can simply write down, I'm working in Microsoft, I'm working in Google, I'm in Ernst & Young, or maybe some other organization. So what would be the best way is to verify your identity. And I think if Ernst & Young people, and of course the leadership team is listening to this video, I would highly recommend that they should actually configure the decentralized solution for all the employees so that we can get the blue tick. We all love that anyway. I personally loved it. And of course, we feel a kind of a privileged from the organization that they are really take us to the next level, because even the Microsoft people don't have that blue tick. Period. Peace. Don't worry. I just like to add on that point just to make you understand about this concept. And of course, with that application approvals, you can get the faster checkout. You can get discounts on certain websites. It can be done by using the verified ID. I'll show you in a minute how everything works, but it is important for you right now to know about why you are learning this. And then I'll tell you how you're going to do that. The next thing is, of course, the credentials can be modified. I mean, you can give in the certain details. Likewise, in the driving license, I give an example that, hey, if somebody wants to build or create or like to take a new driving license, they need to provide their first name, last name. They must have their age, their photograph, couple of other details as well, address, home address, all that things, and of course maybe the blood group as well. So these are the requirements. Similarly, you can alter all those credentials based on your requirement. I'll show you in a minute where you can get all those details, but there are two ways right now if you want to try this option. Number one, if you want to play with the verified ID, what that is, how it is going to work, how it is going to help you, and you want to check all the details, Microsoft has given a very brilliant option that is a quick setup. Simply go to the quick setup, get started. Within 30 seconds or even less than that, I believe, they're going to be just things make ready for you, and you just need to try out. And you can get all the details that you exactly possibly can do that later on, manual step, because advanced setup can only gives you all those privileges where you can modify, customize, and have more options to take care of this verified ID. But what is verified ID and how you're going to do that, I think it would be a great idea to start with the get started, because I need to tell you what are the steps you need to take care of once you deploy the thing. Remember, as an SecOps security operation lead, maybe you are working in the organization, or maybe a security lead, or maybe identity lead, could be an identity security lead, could be any job profile, it doesn't matter. If they want you to set up, you have to work with one of the application developer who is quite having understanding on deploying the solution for the organization, especially from the web front, because here you may need his or her help to deploy that. Why I'm talking about it? Because let me just get started with the quick setup. If I simply click on get started, as soon as I click on get started, you will see it is setting up my verified ID. And like I said, it will take some time. You don't even think that it is going to be just ready, but right now you can see it's been ready for us. And before to start handling things, you need to understand what are the key things you have to configure. In my identities, if you didn't check, I highly recommend to go to my AZ-500 videos, and there you can find out that I have configured HarshArena.in domain name there, which is going to help you in a big time. Because with this domain name, if you don't have this domain name by any example, customized domain name, you are not able to configure the verified ID. It is a primary requirement of this one. Even you go to the advanced setup, you have to follow the manual steps and configure the same this basic information that you are currently looking to the screen. The second thing, once your domain has been verified, the second thing you need to keep in your mind, this automatically created one of my verified employee identity card. Likewise, you see maybe some in the Walmart or maybe some other organizations, because this verified entity is the digital identity. And if I go to any of the application which may be deployed by our organization, I can redeem my bonus points, I can redeem my other kind of gifts or advantages that the organization would like to give me. But basic thing, what information you can find under this credentials. So simply click on view details, and here you can see what kind of informations you can find. To understand that, you have to click on claims, because right now my organization or my directory name is HarshArena, which is pretty simple to you. The second thing is under the credential type, verified employee, which is okay. But if you want to see the claims, that what information you can find inside this card or this digital card, then as soon as you click, check on the right hand side. You can find the display name, you can find the given name, job title, preferred language, surname. I mean, you can certainly customize this, but only when if you want to do that by your own. I mean to say, if you want to set up the advanced one, you can have all those advantages to customize this claims, so that later on, if somebody, anyone, could be anyone in your organization, would like to verify their identity using verified ID inside Microsoft Entra, then they must have provide all these required details first. Only when they are able to start creating their user accounts. I mean, it's not a user account, it's kind of a verified identity. But again, this is the verified identity, the manifest URL, which means the token will be generated each time based on this URL. And of course, the application developer can add this manifest URL all the time if they are deploying any of the kind of an application for the organization, because these organization could be an internal one, or if they would like to publish on a public level, they can also do that. I'll show you an example, don't worry about that. But let me just click on this. Here you can see a token detail in the encrypted form. This is exactly the token you will see all the time if somebody claimed the things. Additional thing what I would like to add on here is, if you want to be very creative and you would like to add the style of this digital identity, you can also do that. As soon as you click on added identity, here is some kind of a logo URL, because right now I'm using one of the Microsoft provided logo, which is right here with like a verified identity. You can customize your own ID. Maybe you would like to use your organization logo, maybe something else here in terms of logo, but make sure these logos should be available on the public facing website, which can be accessible anonymously. Otherwise, it would be a difficult phase for you to deploy that. But I'm sure you can try, and your application developer, be very much aware about these steps. Apart from that, you can have this text color, you can use these hexadecimal values, and simply click on update and you're good to go. At this moment, I'm happy what I have, but additionally, issue a credential. If somebody would like to add on a new credential, you can do that. But right now, whatever the users I am using, because I'm trying to give you the glimpse of this information that you can see here, issue a credential is easy right now. Either what you can do is allow all Microsoft Entra ID users within the tenant, which means right now I have created, I think 10 or 20. You can add on all of these users one by one manually, and I'll show you where you can go and create your own identities or credentials if you want to do that. If you want to try, please go ahead. If you're stuck anywhere, I'm your friend. Just let me know. I'll certainly help you out. And check this out. Publish credential to verified ID network. Now, where you can identify this, because Microsoft Azure is giving you actually a kind of a phase, a kind of a user identity details where you can go and add on these verified identity. Don't worry, I'll show you in just few minutes that how you can do that. But yeah, just for your reference at this moment. So publish credential to verified identity network. Certainly I want that. Apart from that, post API calls. Here's an API URL for you, because if somebody want to add on this identity or credentials, especially this HarshArena credentials into their application, they can use this API call. Here's a detail. The request body is already there. You can also download if you want to. You can copy if you want to. That's all up to you. The good part is, because obviously my account site allow users who are entitled to a verified employee credentials to be retrieved, because I'll show you where you can find under my account site there once our credential is ready and absolutely, spot on to use for certain purposes. Because right now Microsoft has given one of the test site automatically for us, and we can purchase. But how we can purchase, that's the whole step. I'll show you just again in a few minutes. Now, if you want to revoke any of the credential details, you can simply type down the complete email ID of that person who is currently inside your organization, and you're good to go. That person is not gonna be, verified by the identities. I mean, it's a decentralized setup, so that would be easy one for us as well. Now, let's go back. So there we are. Apart from that, we have seen already basic information, credentials, and of course, I don't want to pay, because check this out. Face check. I mean, you can certainly enable, if you remember, Windows Hello for Business, where it can just recognize in the Windows operating system your face, or if someone is using Microsoft Authenticator and they would like to use the face or maybe something else as an additional security, identity to verify the person, you can do that. But you all the time have to pay $0.25 per transaction. I tried this personally, but I don't want to use it right now. If you want to try, if you have extra money, definitely go ahead and enjoy that too. I don't mind, certainly. So that's all. But apart from that, if you want to create a new credential, there you go. Like I said already, that create a new credential, this is the step you have to follow. It will automatically, identify your organization directory and your domain, which has been verified already. Either you can customize your credential or verified employee in both of these sections. Once you click next, the similar kind of details you have to provide here, the logo URL and all other stuff. And later on, you are good to go by providing the name of the person. It's damn easy, not a difficult thing. And I think it's fine. But how you're going to use it, that is the question. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these 3 steps, which you can see. Step 1, which is right here. Step 2, use your new credential. And 3, control who can get the credential. Obviously, you can also, revoke the identities, or you want to allow everyone to use verified identity. That kind of eligibility you can assign from here. We have already seen that option, but yeah, just want to remind you the option is available. Now, how are we going to do that? So for this, if you click on this, try it now, it goes to the Microsoft Azure My Account site. This is a myaccount.microsoft.com. And this is myself, this is me. And here, exactly what we have to configure is we have to leave everything and just focus on get my verified ID. You will only get this option when your verified ID is enabled. Otherwise, you won't see any of the details here. Now, while you are having this, what would be the great example in terms of using this feature? Because here, the important advantages you can get is actually you have to go to the Microsoft Authenticator service. Obviously, you can see in my phone because I'm going to use that. And here, as soon as I click on get my verified ID, so it will automatically generate one of the QR code that I have to add on inside my Authenticator service. And here, I'm going to first start my authentication service, which is Authenticator service. And on the very right hand side down below in my mobile, you can see there's one option called verified ID. I just click on that and it will ask me, hey, please scan the QR code. So I'm going to click on scan the QR code. As soon as I scan the QR code, you will see This verified identity, which is again a decentralized one, is automatically comes here. But anyway, you have seen my verified ID is right on my mobile. We are absolutely good to go and to use it. Click next, and once it has been verified or it's been analyzed, done, job done. So that's what you have to do to just make sure that we are absolutely good here in terms of using our verified identity. What would be the next step? Like I said, within your organization, if someone is actually would like to create some kind of an application, so what they have to do, just click on try it now, because Microsoft actually did for us, and here you will see how it is going to use us. So just try it now, because Microsoft already did it for us, so I don't mind. So they actually created this website for us just to try out verified ID. They just randomly give the name pros where you can find a laptop. But check this out right now. Right now, the price of the first laptop, the Surface Pro 7 or Pro, is $599.99. Similarly, you can check out all other numbers right here, because right now I am the verified employee, so maybe I will definitely get a kind of a discount on all of this laptop. Why? Because I'm the verified person and this website belongs to my organization. So if I'm the verified employee, only then I'm able to get the kind of overall discounts here. So if I like to use the discount, just click on access discounts. As soon as I do that, and check this out, you can add on this option. Obviously the developer used to do that. Verify my employee credential. As soon as I click here, scan to provide it. So what I have to do, I have to again go back. I have to just scan from my authenticator service, and it is verifying my identity. Check this out. It's my waiting for digital wallet, and almost, yeah, I am the right person. Share it with the person, and there you go. As soon as it's been done, check this out. You will see some discounts on my website. This is one of the great example of the verified ID, that by using the verified ID, I can get my discount. I mean, the developers were, they just don't need to do more things. I mean, only the person who is currently working inside the organization would get the discount. Apart from that, no one else could get. That's exactly the advantage of using verified identity. Nothing more. So remind you one more time, the verified identity is a decentralized solution to verify your user credentials. The advantage of this one is you can definitely add on within your web development projects, and it can help us to verify our employee. Wherever they go, they can get additional discounts like we see on the website. They can also get on the LinkedIn the blue tick by using the same way, but you have to certainly set up the verified or decentralized identity or verified identity setup, step-by-step instruction. But like I said, LinkedIn is currently in public preview. I believe by 2025, June 2025, or maybe a little bit earlier, they possibly can, publish this LinkedIn deployment as a GA, generally available, because I'm not gonna 100% sure it is gonna work for everyone. But yeah, that to be all, to just showcase how the verified identity works and what are exactly the advantages of using the verified identity. Hope this video really helps you out in terms of understanding how the step-by-step things work. And if you really want to do the advanced setup, please feel free to enjoy and work with your developers, because they are the great people and they are the pillar of the organization, and I'm 100% sure they're going to help you out in big time, especially while deploying the verified ID. Because from the administration point of view, that's all it. That's all the things you need to keep in your mind while managing the verified ID. But you have a lot more to take care of. You have a lot more to just, move on with the things. So yeah, that to be all for now. And I will definitely be very much proactive nowadays, because I have resolved one of the big thing in my life, the family. Like I was suffering from couple of things I already mentioned, I believe. If I don't, just let you know. And I'm obviously gonna start a lot of different things. I will also created one of my Instagram kind of a handle just to share the technical things, that why and what is the purpose of using these technologies. I will just make the short videos. Hopefully you're gonna like it, and if you like it, please stay with me, because this is gonna be a long journey and I'll be here now. And of course, very soon, I also do have a plan to publish my videos on Udemy as a course as well. Hopefully that can also work. I don't know at this moment what is the process, but I will try. But anyway, enough for a lot of information. Hope you learned something new today. Hope you get the information how the verified identity works in Microsoft Entra family. But feel free to come back to me if there's any question, or you can use a comment. I will try to look in all of those comments. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I really appreciate all the efforts and being a loyal subscribers with me. I do really appreciate. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Have a very good time with your family and with yourself as well. Peace.